Hello, church. In this opening video on discipleship, I'm going to ask a strange question. Maybe you know the answer to it. How many times can I fold this piece of paper? You can Google it, but if I'm really quick, I can get it done before you're done Googling it. I can fold it once, twice now, 3 times. And I'm still going to do it again 4 times. The thinness, and then again, you can practice at home. 5. It's getting tougher. 6. And kind of the accepted wisdom is 7 times is the maximum you can fold a piece of paper. I mean, the paper is only 5/1000ths of an inch thick. But what we've done here, every time we fold it, is double its thickness. So it's the first fold is 2, then the next fold is 4, then 8, then 16, then 32, then 64. Then this is 128 folds. And you're probably thinking, what has that got to do with discipleship? Well, because when we're just starting with discipleship, what we're trying to deal with here, we got our discipleship workbook, 40 pages. What we're trying to deal with is we're trying to grow into something as a community that's really thick. And what we're going to be doing over time is slowly unfolding what discipleship can look like. And of course, it's going to unfold in experience and over time and in particular context of our neighborhoods and in the church. But when we start, upside down, the first step seems pretty simple. 1 + 1 = 2. And so what that means is, as we enter in this journey of discipleship, we're going to need to have some humility. Our first step is going to be to focus on personal devotions. And so the first step is going to require that we exercise some humility, to humble ourselves. Because, many of you probably have devotional patterns that are going to feel deeper, or you're already doing them, or whatever. I want you to humble yourself. And let's enter into this process. We're going to just have as a goal to try to see each of us do a common devotional once a week. And so we need to humble ourselves a little bit and just let it happen. So we need this humility as we do this very simple devotions. 1 + 1 = 2. And as it unfolds, what that means is we also need a measure of patience. To be a disciple and to grow into something that has some depth to it, that affects our whole person, our church, our neighborhoods, it's going to take time. And so we need patience for this to unfold together. And as we continue to humble ourselves and kind of walk this journey together, I encourage you to be patient about how this will unfold. And the third thing is it's going to require a measure of your own investment. Our goal is not so much to add a lot of busyness to our lives, but perhaps for some of us to replace some basic patterns that really should not be work, but should be part of what it means to follow Jesus. But part of the investment is to see our regular, not so much busy, but our regular patterns of life begin to shift by us being willing, kind of wrestling with those patterns, that how they could be used to be a disciple and how to grow other disciples as we do it. So I encourage you to invest in the process. That means as we share our devotional journey together, and we're going to be doing that once a month with what we call the oikos, which is a Greek word for house. Right? So every week we're going to be doing devotions. Once a month, we're going to meet as various oikos groups. and to unpack what we're hearing about the gospel, about the goodness of God, about what he might be saying to us and what he might be calling us to do. And so I encourage you, for this to work, is we need to invest in it together in the in part of this growth. And what will happen as discipleship begins to unfold, if I can unfold this, our lives will expand. Part of this journey will be to us to sort of hear the information. That's the first step. The second is to imitate. That takes that humility to imitate the process. And the third is to innovate, to make it our own as we grow over years as disciples together, as disciples with other disciples in our neighborhoods, that our lives will begin to grow. We will grow our up relationship with God. Our up relationship with God. We will deepen our in relationship with each other. And we will expand our out relationship with the world. And as this continues to unfold, and as we use some of it feeling a little bit arbitrary, but all centered on our devotional life, reading scripture, praying, listening through the Spirit, that as our devotional life begins to unfold, we will begin to look more and more like Christ. So let's start this journey together. I'm excited about where this will go.